Breaking tonight, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says in no uncertain terms, North Korea is to blame for the death of this young American college student. This is his statement released just moments ago. We hold North Korea accountable for Otto Warmbier's unjust imprisonment. We demand the release of 3 other Americans who have been illegally detained. These are the Americans whose lives are still in jeopardy. One of them obviously in silhouette there on the right-hand side. So this statement was sort of part of a 1-2 punch this evening. Before that, we heard from the president. He was calm but defiant. Watch.
I just wanted to pass on word that Otto Warmbier has just passed away. He spent a year and a half in North Korea. A lot of bad things happened, but at least we got him home to be with his parents, where they were so happy to see him, even though he was in very tough condition, but he just passed away a little while ago. It's a brutal regime, and we'll be able to handle it.
We'll be able to handle it. There is Otto Warmbier on the right-hand side, left-hand side rather, of your screen. So how to handle Kim Jong-un, whose regime continues to test the boundaries of what they can get away with on the world stage. Will America seek retaliation for what amounts to the murder of a U.S. citizen by a foreign government? Whatever the answer tonight, an Ohio family should never have had to have lost their son over this. He was stealing a poster. So they're now dealing with the unthinkable. The Warmbier family releasing a statement a short time ago. Unfortunately, the awful, torturous mistreatment our son received at the hands of the North Koreans ensured that no other outcome was possible beyond the sad one we experienced today. Here now, Michael Malice, the author of Dear Reader, the unauthorized biography of Kim Jong-il. Thank you very much, Michael, for being here tonight. What's your take? What do you believe happened to him that put him in such dire condition?
I don't believe for a second that he was in a coma for a year in North Korea. You don't have the medical care to keep someone in a coma in North Korea. They don't put people in comas, they put people in coffins. This is a regime that has no respect for human life. And imagine what it's like living in this country now for 70 years ongoing, this regime, where at any time this can happen to you. You have to live there from morning to night, knowing your mother, your son, your sister, your brother can be taken away in the middle of the night, and you'll never have an explanation. And if you ask questions about what happened to them, you yourself will be in trouble. So now maybe the one little piece of good that comes with this disgusting tragedy is that people could start to understand just the levels of depravity that the North Korean government is capable of.
So you believe that he was probably beaten. The medical response was difficult to understand how he ended up in this condition, given the fact that he didn't show the signs of trauma. Do you have any idea, what kind of methods might have been used, how he went into cardiac arrest that put him into this coma?
For all we know, this could have been self-harm. They could have driven him to that situation. There's many things we can speculate about, but the point of the matter is the blood of this kid is on their hands. Now imagine if you were someone from Iran and you were trespassing in the White House and you stole a poster there. Mm-hmm. Sure, the Secret Service would rough you up and kind of take you somewhere, but then you tell the Iranian government, look, this kid was trying to steal. The Iranian government would say, send him over here. Here's money to fix for the damages, and problem solved. This kid was never a prisoner. He was a hostage. He was a bargaining chip, and that's how they hold anyone who's in North Korea, because they're going to get something out of them. When they captured that Ling reporter, they had Bill Clinton get on a plane to Pyongyang, and he bowed down and kissed Kim Jong-il's ring, and then Kim Jong-il could say to North Korean people, look, I make American presidents bow down before me. So they're very logical in their depravity.
All right, so tell us about the hotel, because he was traveling as a student,
right?
Went to this hotel, and you said there's a secret floor there,
right,
that people are sort of challenged to spend time on. Why?
Well, there? I mean, I was at that hotel. I was on his floor. So there's some blog out there where back in the day, kids used to kind of go where you're not supposed to in that hotel. Mm-hmm. And there's secret cameras there. And when he went on that floor, supposedly, there's posters there, and he tried to take one. And the thing is, this poster, according to the North Koreans, had a portrait of the leader. Now, the leaders there are deified. So when your house is flooded, you have portraits of the leaders on your wall. You're supposed to save those portraits at the cost of your own life. There's a story of a North Korean who was lighting a cigarette with the newspaper. That picture was of the leader, and he got sent to prison. So they have this veneration for the iconography of the leaders, which they take very seriously. Now, if you're a North Korean security guard and you see the kid doing this, you have to turn him in or your life's in danger. So there's this whole series of dominoes to ensure the absolute horrific things happen.
It's unbelievable. So now we hear the president saying that we're going to handle this, and we hear Rex Tillerson saying we have 3 more people there, and we want them back.
Yes.
what changes? Do you see this administration as dealing with these three people differently than we've seen in the past?
In 2001 or 2, North Korea admitted to the Japanese prime minister they've been kidnapping Japanese citizens for decades, and that there were dozens of them in North Korea, that they were being held to teach them how to be spies. So I don't know if this is going to change at all. We've known they've kidnapped people for many, many years, and people have complained, and they have nuclear weapons, and they're defiant, and there's no easy answer when you're dealing with a bunch of gangsters who are glad to kill their own.
Well, the blood on this young man is on their hands.
Absolutely.
And we all need to remember that. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you,
Good to
Martha.
see you tonight.